So, a little while ago I received a comment on one of my videos which read, "I need a 20 to 30 second video breakdown of the Hannah Montana milk pillow." This comment immediately made me pause. The Hannah Montana milk pillow. And then the memories came flooding back. Also, it's not going to be 20 to 30 seconds long, I have too much to say. On the 28th of March 2021, a Twitter account named Abjortia or Abhortia shared a tweet about an interesting childhood memory. "I used to have this Hannah Montana pillow that I used to pour milk on and suck the milk back out of, and it was sopping wet all the time. Laughy face. I used to slam it against walls and it would make a loud thud." And attached to the tweet was a picture of a pillow that was in the shape of a cowboy boot adorned with the Hannah Montana logo, complete with a fabric spur. This is the Hannah Montana milk pillow. After the semi-skimmed confessional tweet was shared, it quickly began to gain traction on Twitter, with users being disgusted at the tweet and fascinated with the fact that the tweeter felt the need to share it. I wish I never read that. Sounds like the worst of both worlds. You're so interesting. And in spite of the overwhelming disgust expressed towards the cushion cocktail consumer, some users sent messages of support. I used to do this with shirts, but then I'd wash them so it wasn't bad. The tweet went on to gain 72,000 likes and 11,000 retweets, presumably due to the "if I had to see this then so did you" nature of the tweet. Regarding the relic itself, the boot-shaped pillow was a piece of Hannah Montana merchandise that was produced by Sega, the game company, in around 2009, that was made exclusively for arcades and similar amusement prize game places. From my understanding, these pillows could not be purchased in retail shops, and instead they had to be, essentially, won in some way, such as on a claw machine or by trading in thousands of tickets that you probably paid upwards of $200 trying to collect. Also, I hate to be that person, but the Hannah Montana milk pillow is actually a cushion. It's not for sleeping on, it's purely decorative, or at least it's intended to be purely decorative, thus cushion, or if not a cushion, a plush. So if I do accidentally refer to it as a cushion at any point throughout this video, just know, although I am getting the name wrong, I am technically correct. The cowboy boot cushion wasn't actually the only Hannah Montana amusement plush prize that was available at the time, as there was also a guitar and a boombox that came in the same pack of prizes from Sega. In my research, I did come across this tweet from 2015 that showed the HM cushions were still being used in some claw machines. See the boombox and a non-milky boot cushion. And although I'm unsure when Sega stopped producing these pillows, I think that these ones shown in the 2015 pic are likely to have been there since 2009, because claw machines are rigged. Allegedly, potentially, hypothetically, in my opinion, of course. Now, this is the part of the video where usually I'd have bought a Hannah Montana boot cushion and would show it off, you know, like for that historical documentation moment, like I did with the Lisa Rinna M&M magazine ad. I have a cupboard that's basically just a shit museum at this point. However, if I'm being honest, there's just something about the pillow and its lore that really turns my stomach. And in the words of every YouTuber ever who has been caught up in a little bit of controversy, this is a difficult video for me to make. And so the thought of owning my own Hannah Montana milk pillow, even a lacto-free one, is just too much for me, and so I have decided that I will only let it terrorise me cyberly. This isn't actually the only Hannah Montana cushion in the shape of a boot, with a turquoise one also existing, which was a Disney Store exclusive, and if I'm being honest, I actually prefer this one to the original purple milk tainted one, because it's a little bit snazzier and there's just something about it that says part-time pop star, quite literally. Following the milk tweet, the Hannah Montana boot pillow has become a bit of a niche pop cultural icon to the chronically online, with people simply just unable to forget about it. Thinking about her again, this tweet caused a major shift in the course of history, with one user dubbing it the worst post that's ever been posted. Outside of Twitter, TikToks are frequently shared referencing the cushion, with users sometimes finding and showing their own Hannah Montana milk pillows minus the milk. The TikTok user Crab Rangoon Reviews shared a video in September 2022 of a Hannah Montana milk pillow on a Roomba, captioned "Hit Hannah Montana milk pillow on the Roomba," and this Roomba TikTok gained over 100,000 likes and over 780,000 views. The pillow's presence on TikTok has been fairly consistent, as in October 2024, the user Jawbreakers DJ shared their Halloween costume, which was the Hannah Montana milk pillow, and the video gained over 400,000 likes and 2 million views. And these popular TikToks have helped spread the word of the milk pillow to the previously fortunate and blissfully ignorant. The Hannah Montana boot pillow has even been acknowledged by Miley Cyrus herself, as in September 2021, the TikTok user Kinda Zena shared a video of them taking the HM boot pillow to Miley Cyrus's performance at Bottle Rock, Napa Valley, and Miley noticed it in the crowd. Although that's just the pillow. As of March 2025, I don't believe Miley has ever acknowledged the milk pillow, at least publicly. The Hannah Montana milk pillow, having solidified itself in the chronically online pop cultural zeitgeist, is now so recognisable that any cowboy-shaped cushion is automatically considered to be a relative of the milk cushion. However, despite the cushion's virality and the stain it has made on both the Hannah Montana merchandise market and my mind, the Hannah Montana cowboy boot milk pillow, shared by the Twitter user, was not actually a milk pillow, as in milk was never poured onto this Hannah Montana cowboy boot pillow, nor was said milk sucked back out of it, because this tweet is not actually an original tweet. The Hannah Montana milk pillow does not exist. On the 23rd of February 2021, a group of Twitter users, who I will keep anonymous, were tweeting confessions from their childhood. From torturing their dolls to eating clovers that grew on the playground, the confessions were being shared thick and fast, with each one feeling more unhinged than the last. And then one user tweeted a now all too familiar admission from their youth. "I used to have this Webkinz that I used to pour milk on and suck the milk back out of it, and it was sopping wet all the time. I used to slam it against walls and it would make a loud thud. This is the original milk pillow, a Webkinz cat cuddly toy, or plush. The Hannah Montana milk pillow is a phony." Kinda, I'll explain in a bit. After their confession, the account went on to provide some additional information about their milk-saturated Webkinz. "My brother saw me suck the milk out of it once, and I got sad when he made fun of me, and I didn't pour milk on it for a week, and it got rock hard and smelly, and my mum had to throw it away. It was so heavy, I brought it to school one time and my backpack was soaked and I made my friends hold him and they were upset." After the series of tweets about the milky coated Webkinz was shared, the tweet began to be liked and shared by users who weren't part of the original sharing confessions group, who were perplexed by the story and perhaps even feeling a little queasy. Following the Webkinz tweet gaining outsider attention and their subsequent reaction, it appears that some Twitter users were sending the Webkinz person nasty messages, and so they removed the tweets. After the tweet's removal, some Twitter users actually decided to reach out to the account to ask where the original tweet had gone, as they had related to it. "Yeah, sorry I deleted it, but I didn't really like all the unnecessary comments I was getting about being evil as a 6-year-old, but I'm glad you related to it." However, unfortunately for the user, people had already screenshotted the tweet and had started sharing it around on Twitter, as well as other sites like Reddit and Tumblr. This led to another influx of people saying more mean things about the user, and so they eventually deleted their account. But in spite of the original poster's deletions, the tweet continued to be spread online, with it soon becoming a copy-pasta as people regurgitated the phrase and applied it to other images, some plushies, some not. And then, just over a month after the original tweet was shared, the account Abhortia or Abjortia shared the Hannah Montana milk pillow post. Yes, the Hannah Montana milk pillow was just a user using a copy-pasta and referencing the Webkinz tweet that randomly gained more traction than the other copy-pasta tweets that had been made. Over the years, it appears that the origins of this milk story has become slightly muddled, with some people believing that the Hannah Montana pillow was the milk plush and that it was the Webkinz that was the copy-pasta. In my opinion, from what I have witnessed, I think that those who think that the Hannah Montana boot cushion is the original plush tend to be on a more pop culture-y side of the internet, whereas those who know about the cat Webkinz tend to be on the more Tumblr-y side of the internet. But if we're being honest, this whole situation is very Tumblr anyways. The Twitter user Aportia, who had shared the HM Milk Pillow tweet, acknowledged this muddling of origins in the comments of the Halloween costume TikTok, saying, "How did my tweet transcend into a Halloween costume? Also, I would just like to say that the Webkinz version was first, but I only tweeted that for my mutuals. Now, I guess they exist in harmony." Since their posting 4 years ago, both the Hannah Montana Milk Pillow and the Webkinz Milk Plush have become immortalized in online pop culture, and the copy-pasta is still being used to this day, with people still finding the cat/Hannah Montana boot story simultaneously amusing and slightly disgusting. And despite this being the seeming consensus about the milk pillow, throughout my research I did consistently come across small pockets of milk plush supporters and relators who either admitted to having done something similar to, or at least agreeing with, the position the milk copy-pasta adopted. And although I only possess a limited understanding of statistics, what I do know for sure is that statistically, every time you walk down the street, you are guaranteed to pass at least 3 milk plush pillow drinkers. That's not true. I haven't actually calculated anything, but it makes you think, doesn't it? Special thanks to Clover7 for suggesting I do a video on the Hannah Montana milk pillow. Also, isn't it crazy how the video was suggested by a user called Clover7, and one of the confessions that was shared alongside the Webkinz tweet, this one by a different user, was about eating clovers on the playground. Everything's connected. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one in the future.